Hey, hello everyone! Welcome back to Scion, Birth of the New Gods. I'm Simon at Wandering DM. He, him. I am the Fates in this game of mythic storytelling. We've been on and off for a couple of days, weeks, times, sessions, whatever. So we're gonna recap a little bit of what happened our last time and pick up where we had left the game. I believe with everyone back in America for now. But first, without further ado, let's introduce our cast, and then I'll just shout out our sponsors, and then we'll get the ball rolling. We'll begin the introductions with the person to my right on the overlay. Hi, Lynn. How are you, and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm good. Happy to be back. And I am Lynn, flying source, she, her. And I am playing Dee Higa, daughter of Inari, also she, her.
And we have a missing morning today, but she will be back very soon. So we'll move on to our second row. Begin with Anino. Hi, how are you doing?
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Eddie Kahele, the scion of the Monkey King and the epitome of law and order within the group.
You speak truth. Um, it just means that the bar is very low and everyone's beneath that bar. Finbar isn't here yet. He might be there later today, so we'll skip over to Hannah. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm okay. I am Hannah, Animation Art. My pronouns are she, her. And in this game, I'm playing Kieran Kearney, Scion of Loki, pronouns he, him, who is adorable and blameless. And if you agreed with Anino, you better agree with me, Simon, because I only speak the truth.
It's not what your dad would say, but okay. So we
Dee's just shaking her head. Shaking her head of both of you.
So to recap sort of what happened in this little story arc, our Scions, and I'll shout out the sponsors later. Our Scions basically were investigating the haunting of a man in Ireland. A man who was being stalked by these strange black dogs. No one would believe him. Of course, it being a supernatural occurrence, the godlings decided to investigate and figured out that these animals were in fact hunting down sort of the echoes of fate that lingered around this person, because this man was actually fate-bound to another Scion, Killian Gardner, who unfortunately passed away. And by basically backtracking Killian's life, they figured out that Killian was looking all over the world for what at first was probably just traces of other scions of his own pantheon. Ended up being going a little deeper than that, and it seemed like Killian was trying to find a way into the underworld, any underworld whatsoever, because it seems like there is something wrong with the what's it called? Is the Wheel of Reincarnation? I believe it is the Wheel of Reincarnation. Yes, the Wheel of Reincarnation, which is, part of the beliefs of the Gaulish pantheon that everyone gets to reincarnate at some point after spending a certain amount of time in the underworld, yet no one's coming back. And that's basically where the investigation is at the moment. The group spent quite some time in England trying to figure out what was happening. They investigated his house, secret tunnels under a park where there was a makeshift graveyard that Killian had dug for other scions of the Nemeton Devos, and a sort of Axis Mundi, a link or a portal, if you will, between Earth and Killian's own little private sanctuary, where Eddie actually picked up a branch of a divine tree to fashion into a 3-piece staff. The group then came back to America with some of the artifacts that they found at Killian's place, one of which was a giant globe that could be used to determine the location of Axis Mundis around in a certain area around 200 square miles around the globe. But this globe could only be activated using the blood of a Gaulish Scion. And so you used a tiny bit of blood that you had found, Killian's blood, on the trees, where he blessed the trees he had blessed in his sanctuary, and then basically scrubbed it clean afterward to be able to reuse a tiny bit more. But we'll see. We'll see if and when you use it, if that will be just as good. And in the meantime, Morning and Winnie are on a road trip to go fetch your friend Yoshi at the New York airport, the JFK. Anything that I've missed, Godlings?
I think that's everything.
So we're picking back up at your little lakeside cottage in this semi-private dimension of yours. I believe, Eddie, you had completed your staff, right? Or were on the verge of?
I believe so. It was serviceable.
Yeah. It counts as a lower level relic, but one that you've built yourself. So I think when we pick up this session today, we'll fast forward the clock by a couple of hours. It's approaching twilight. Morning did send you a text saying that there is a lot of people in New York, and there is a jam on the highway. And Winnie says that it's going to take several more hours to get home, not to wait for them. By the way, where did you move this globe? Because I know it was fairly cumbersome. Did you leave it outside or did you bring it inside? And if so, where?
So I believe brought it inside, but we left it out on the deck where the giant map was hung up on the wall side of the house, and folks were doing some investigative stuff with it.
Yeah, that's where it was during the investigation. I meant after everything was done. If you'll leave it under the on the deck outside, under the little like awning.
What do we do with the other
We'll
rest?
probably just do that.
Do we just like put them in a room all together?
They're just kind of around.
They're just kind of around.
I think we just left the armor sitting in a pile in the living room.
I think so.
I forgot.
I thought we had no. You said there were armor displays, and so they like spawned. So I'm sure we have displays where we've put them.
It's
Not
next to the display. We didn't put it in here. You're just like it's like sitting in front of it. Like
We'll get around to it.
we didn't think we'd be this busy.
We've
It's
been
like
busy.
stuff is. It's inside probably, but yeah, probably around.
In a shocking turn of event tonight, JD made food for himself, which is basically just craft dinner and hot dog sausages.
Oh my god.
And he would, you see him walking around like holding the bowl in one hand and just like shoving food in his mouth as he's asking, so what's your next step?
Hang on. You can go literally anywhere in the world to get your dinner.
Yep.
Anywhere in the world at all.
Mm-hmm.
You have unlimited money at your disposal. And you're eating a bowl of Kraft macaroni and cheese with cut-up hot dogs.
Yep. You want some?
No, I don't.
All right. There's a bit more. Sometimes there's nothing beats the comfort of making your own food.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it right now. So what is our next move? I wasn't really there for your information gathering session.
I mean, we did find the place, I guess, sort of. If you'll point it out, it's over here.
It's a
So,
small
we go there.
island of the
Mhm.
off the coast of Ireland.
I mean,
So we go there, open up some sort of way or portal, and then we can get to the Wheel of Reincarnation.
more or less.
I mean, I'm sure it's not that easy, but
I mean, probably not. I mean, we found the place. I don't know exactly what we're supposed to do with it once we get there. I mean, I hope it's not guarded by anything. I mean, that's your area, I guess.
Lack of a plan ever stopped us before.
in fact, I say that we've probably worked better without plans than with plans.
Also true.
Things change, situations change. I mean, we're going off as best we can. No one's like giving us a book of like, oh, this is how this god shit works. So, I mean, none of our
Funny that.
parents have visited us lately, right?
They came once and then
but
never showed up again.
Mm-hmm.
Out to the store for a pack of cigarettes. Still getting them. 6 months now.
How'd your weaponsmithing go?
That's something.
Does it do anything cool?
He had already tucked it away. I don't know. I haven't really had anyone to test it on yet. But I suppose we might as well go and check out this island and see what's there before we, try to bring in anything to open up some portal.
I mean, checking out might not be the worst idea. I mean, the others are going to be stuck in traffic. It's going to be a couple hours anyways. May have forgot to tell Morning about a few things, and well, she has to learn about traffic. Hopefully, she just doesn't decide to just take midnight and just run across roofs and stuff.
Well, I don't think that's really a problem that we can resolve on our own. So I guess while the going is good, there's us three, and while we do get in trouble, it's on purpose.
All right, then. So, guess we should get packing. Anything else we need here?
Sure, but
Do we know what to pack for this adventure other than just like, are we bringing a globe? Because we only have one more chance unless we find another, instance of blood that'll activate it.
well, I don't want to lug that around. I mean, there's only 3 of us.
It's very heavy.
Do you got another idea of how we're going to find whatever it is we're looking for?
Just
I don't think the globe is going to work. I just thought that we'd search the general area.
Right?
well, I'm assuming it's going to be heavy jacket regardless. People say island, and it's like, oh, sunny. It's like, no, it's usually windy, rainy, cold. So make that mistake once. Well,
I mean, so the island itself, I assume that like any of you can search it on
We check the weather on our phones.
yeah.
yeah. So it is because of course, it doesn't appear on any real map. But it would be more or less halfway between Ireland and Iceland.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Let me just
Cold.
check. Yeah, so if I were to so do any of you know where the Faroe Islands are? No? Okay. It's literally halfway between the UK and Iceland, like almost in a straight line. Whereas Hy-Brasil would be if you start from Iceland and you sort of go south in a straight line, up until you hit like the same parallel as the tip of the like the what's the name of that island? Anyway, the tip of the UK.
Yeah. Okay. So it is going to be
like same parallel as like Durness in. So if you look for the weather in Durness, Scotland, that plus wind, and you're pretty much around where wow, you're pretty much around where the island should be, and thus have a fairly good idea of what the temperature is like, which is very cold. Fine. Oh, it's actually very hard to find weather for those places. God damn. Okay, let's say we're playing. Like, let's say the date is today.
Hmm.
It would be like 50 Fahrenheit. And rainy. But other than that, you have pretty much never been to that island before, and thus do not know what there could be on it. You know, in terms of like vegetation, is just like a giant rock that juts out of the
Hmm.
the sea, or like, are there like, is there woodland or what have you? That you have no idea.
Hmm.
Yeah, be putting on a pair of jeans and a trench coat over his t-shirt. This will be warm enough.
He's coming on like full winter coat, like the full like heavy, heavy like hood, like fur lined thing.
Ah, I already got a jacket. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, all you need to do is just light yourself on fire if you get cold.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, was that a joke?
Anyway,
Shall we head out?
So,
Yeah.
we, with like, you know, a piece of noodle falling off of his chin, JD looks at you and says, "You want me to go? Or I can."
you know what? Why not? You can use an extra gun since morning isn't around.
Finishes his bowl, puts it down. All right. Let me go grab my stuff. Give me like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And he rushes into his bedroom.
Really? Him?
I mean, the other hand couldn't hurt, could it?
I mean, I'm pretty good, but I can't watch two of you at the same time.
And so
Don't give me that look.
I mean, I'd
No
object,
offense,
but I know it's
but,
true. I know it's true.
Yeah, no offense.
I mean, no offense, but you're not exactly ham-fisted, so
Well, no, but we can take. I mean, I can take care of myself.
We
I mean,
flash back to our hand-to-hand training that we did. It's just like, oh.
I was flashing back to that Hydra that we had so much trouble, and we had help with that.
So yeah, he comes back, you know, a couple minutes later. He has like his like oilskin duster, the one that he had brought from his house, his little shack. To here, not he doesn't have any apparent like weaponry on him. He says, "I know you asked for a gun, but like, do I really need to bring a gun? We want to get into
I
trouble."
just need you to hit something from the floor.
Oh yeah, hitting stuff. Yeah. That's that I can do. You guys are expecting violence?
We're due.
Well, I mean, you're probably going to thread on like well, at the very least, private property, if not, you know, a holy site or something. So yeah.
Oh, can't be that much worse than a magic guarded museum.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Allegedly.
Have any of you checked on that lately?
Oh, I did. I saw the news.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, hey, you did what you had to. It's not necessarily the best, you know, the most subtle of method, but hey, it worked. And
We've never done that before.
I'm sorry, were you there with us? Helping us steal something from a museum?
oh, I never said that I would be any better. I would not. I would absolutely not. I'm just stating, like, you know, if you compare it to like movies, heists, don't worry about it.
Well, excuse us. Next time we'll have to reference National fucking Treasure to see how we're supposed to do it.
I mean, in all those movies, things go wrong and they fix it, and that's what happened with. See, we got the thing.
We did it.
There was a fight scene.
Yeah, they didn't really talk about that. They mostly said that it was a like smash and grab.
I mean,
And
It
they
was a
got
little
some of
more
them-
subtle than that. It was, you know, there was finesse.
yeah, we learned that, you know, arcane runes and like protection things, you don't mess with those, certainly.
Lessons were learned.
But hopefully we won't have to worry about that. This will just be look at this thing, figure it out, and go from there, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. All right, well
Right
then.
then.
Good. We can consider this, you know, a bonding vacation of sorts, I guess.
Sure, team
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just trying to make going to a miserable little like island out of nowhere seem better. I'm just hanging out at home, okay?
I'm with you. Well, I'm. Who's leading? Who's leading this little expedition? Not me.
Nobody volunteered.
Looks
you don't
around.
worry.
Looks around.
Nobody.
Eddie, do you think?
Eddie. Yeah.
Eddie, you're muted.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, if you don't want to be the leader, I will. You want me to be the leader?
No. Can't say that I do.
I mean,
All
I
right,
just
come on,
need
let's
to
just
know.
go. We're-
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
And, yeah, he will follow along. Basically, if you want, JD to help, let's say there's combat or something, let me know what you would like him to do.
Mhm.
You're basically like, you know, shout asking him to do X, and if it's possible, he'll try to do it. But otherwise, he doesn't want to overstep. Like, I mean, it's pretty much, you know, he's technically retired, so he doesn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to jump back into the action. He would appreciate it if fate did not look his way again.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good. You should.
We'll stay on the back line with.
I mean, he can hope for the best, you know. It's not going to happen, but you know,
Yeah.
hope for the best.
So you step out of the house. Let me change that soundtrack. You step out of the house, and walk to the edge of the edge of the like your field type thing.
Mhm.
And then you're supposed to teleport somewhere. But you've never seen that island before.
Cool. That's right.
And it doesn't come up on Google Images.
No.
It's not a place that exists. I mean, okay, sorry. In this world, it's a place that exists. In Scion, because it's a mythical island. If you look IRL for Hypersill, aside from the vacation retreat you're going to find in like Dublin, you're only gonna find like a picture of an island on a map. Because, you know, it doesn't exist IRL.
Is there a place on the map nearby to where it's supposed to be that exists?
The ocean?
That other than the ocean? I mean, I'm fine teleporting into the middle of the ocean, but I don't think the rest of the team would have as
I'm
much
not.
success.
D is
See?
not.
So the closest that you could teleport would be somewhere you're gonna need like a port town in Ireland. You are going to need either like to charter a ship,
Mhm.
a boat, or like
Mhm.
rent one out.
Yeah.
Your closest bet would be what is that? Oh, that place could probably work. Portacloy Beach. A tiny like vacation area. You know, type of place where there's 2 streets, there's a B&B, and then there's nothing for miles around. But because it is a sort of like tourist vacation, you can find pictures of that place on the internet. You can definitely teleport there.
Mhm.
And you can from there take a boat and go. Just so you kind of know, players, where you're ending up, I have sent you on Discord sort of what you see.
Oh, cool.
For
Okay.
people at home, imagine it's just seaside cliffs with like grassy rocks on the side of the ocean. Y'all teleport there?
Mhm.
Question mark? Yep. You appear right there. There's wind. There's the sound of the waves. Okay, I may need to have more waves than that, thank you. And if you look down the hill, you would see like this little village, this collection of rather old houses. We're talking like, 17th century field stone houses, used to probably have like thatched roofs, were changed to something a little more modern, but the place is very, very rustic, very very quaint and calm.
Mhm.
There's a thin layer of fog that rolls up from the ocean, breaks against the cliffs. From where you are, you look up in the sky, you would see the angry red eye of Baelor.
How high does it look?
How high?
Yeah.
Very. If I were to gauge, I mean, even judging by the picture, it's several hundred feet. Of course, you can always just walk down the hills, and eventually you get to like the water level. Oh, and teleporting with you will be Finbar, who's just arrived. So cameras are going to be wonky for a split second.
E.
Why are you asking the question? Is it because Eddie wants to see if he can jump into the water?
Oh, no. I was just curious about where the eye was, because Eddie was going to pick up a rock and just throw it at the
Just
eye.
make it mad. Just make it mad right now.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely throw a rock at the fog. Oh, the eye. No, it's way too high.
You're just gonna throw a rock into the stratosphere?
Gonna fight it now. We're gonna fight it now.
Look.
I'm sorry.
Eddie has super strength.
That's
so
true.
I don't think it's...
So the eye in the sky, I kept thinking, how high are the cliffs? Not,
No, I kind of nothing to do with anyone.
The eye in the sky is roughly, let's say, 50 to 60,000 feet.
Do it anyways. So show your intention. See they hate this thing. Just
It's the thought that counts.
yeah. Show your disdain for this terrifying eye.
Can.
Well, maybe not by throwing, but... Hey, Finbar, can I borrow your bat for a second?
Oh God.
Oh, by the way, Finbar, just to put you up to speed, y'all found out with the investigation, remember last time, the like magic island off the coast of Ireland, that would lead you to the underworld. So you've teleported back in Ireland, like northwestern Ireland, in Portacloy Beach to get it's the closest landmark that you could find with, a picture that you could visualize the teleport. So you just reappeared in Ireland. It's a little bit breezy. And now Eddie wants to chuck a stone at the giant eye of Baelor that's in the sky that is still staring down.
So do you want to use my bat to do a little fungo practice with it?
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right, I hand the bat. I hand Louis over to him.
And you'll see Eddie dig in a little bit, and then will hacky sack kick a rock up to a strike zone level, and then smash the rock with the bat, aiming for the eye.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be clearly a might plus I think it would be athletics.
I want to actually see
And
you
if
hit this
if
thing.
you have any powers, if you have any knacks, any boons or whatever you want to use with that, just let me know. Because I know that you can do.
Please hit it.
I see you have heavy lifter.
Just like
It increases by a single band, and it gains the arcing tag.
Yeah, we're gonna imbue Eddie's arms with heavy lifter.
All right.
starting this boss fight right now.
So normally, by the way, because this is such a such a long range. Yeah.
Please.
Normally it would need to be... No, you don't need to calculate the curvature of the Earth. You don't need to compensate for that. Because you're aiming at the sky. So we'll keep it with might. We'll keep it... No, but it's because normally in the game, so might is used for anything that's at, like, close range. Then it's dex. Then it's cunning. Then it's cunning or intellect. Then it's intellect or whatever magic you're using or technology. And then it's impossible. So the difficulty to hit, all right, just to simply hit the eye. We're not talking damaging or anything. Just like if you want to touch it. In this case, your difficulty is going to be 4.
Oh, I did.
Damn it.
2.
It goes halfway. You bat your rock pretty much like 25,000 feet in the air. There is an airport nearby that suddenly got a blip on their radar because something showed up, like high up enough in the atmosphere that it could be a danger to a plane.
Oh god, did we hit like
And
did Eddie trigger like like national security things of like these like it's gone too close to like a satellite
NORAD or the dew line or something?
Yeah, like something got too close to a satellite.
No, you're still below cloud level. But could you just roll a single d10 for me?
Oh god.
And tell me if you would prefer high or low.
We'll go high.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
The rock does not hit any like seagulls or whatever.
Oh my god.
It
Oh my god.
falls down and will create a small, like roughly, I don't know, grapefruit-sized crater in the backyard of someone in like Dublin, other side of the island.
It's a good thing you didn't fellow tip the thing.
I'm still growing into my power. You'll hand back the bat.
Maybe I should pitch it to you next time. I wish I thought to bring a baseball with. Wish I thought to bring a baseball with me. It might have made it a little bit. Might have carried it a little bit further.
I need to. So you failed on a roll.
Was there a really loud crack though? Because I feel like the impact.
Yeah, the holy yeah. Oh,
Yeah, no,
boy.
the hit itself sounded like thunder, like a sorry. And it, of course, when it landed, it also landed with the sound of a small asteroid, meteor hitting the ground. As for your consolation, I will say you've got, instead of momentum, you've gotten a good swing. Next time you have to throw something, and this remains until you use it, right? Next time you need to throw something, you have a 1 enhancement to it. So if you at least roll 1 success, you get an extra success.
Nice.
Okay.
JD
Well, that was
says.
something.
So I'd never seen that before. Eddie, you were intent on pissing that thing off?
I just wanted to say hi.
Okay.
Well, it didn't hit it, did it? Because I kind of lost track of it somewhere. I don't know.
And the eye, by the way, never like kept track of the stone. It's always just staring like directly down at the island.
Good. At this island, just
Do
right.
you think it's looking at anything in particular?
Can we
feel like-
can we see if from where the pupil would be, if it appears to be staring at anything in particular, or if it's just more of a pond vision kind of thing?
I feel like how big it is, it's hard to track that line of sight.
I mean,
would
let's look
be-
in this direction, though.
It would be staring at the island of Ireland. If you wanted an exact spot on the island, you'd kind of have to walk up to, and keep an eye out, and eventually you would align with its pupil and figure out exactly where it's looking. But you get the feeling it's just centered on the island.
All right. Well, maybe next time you'll hit it, but we should, I guess, find a boat. Because I know that maybe some of us can probably swim there. I certainly can't.
How far out is it?
Several miles. Let me.
It's a good amount, right? It's a good.
I feel like a boat's our best bet. I have
Yeah.
questions
Probably.
about our plan A being throw a rock and hit God. But
You know,
I think a boat is a good plan B.
Let me see if we.
I
We're
haven't really had a
looking-
chance to just let loose and see how strong I am.
Sure, but this feels like a weird first try. Maybe next time. Who knows?
Oh, what am I supposed to do? Punch someone?
I did. Yeah?
I'm just not going to punch anyone indiscriminately. What
So do you
of
want
person
him-
do you take me for?
So instead of hitting him with the rock, you want him to punch a god next time.
You're roughly 600 miles.
oh
Yeah,
no.
that's a little bit more.
Can you swim that, Finbar?
Not maybe in my younger days I might have had a wee bit of a chance at it, but I'm a little old for that.
I think maybe like D like brings it up and just like she starts at the location and just keeps like finger scrolling up for like a good okay, this is what good.
I think a boat, yeah.
I mean, I could swim it, but, I can't carry all of you with me while I do that, so. Or can
I'm
I?
sure we should be able to find someone that fisherman or something like that around here that's got a boat that we can put a hire for. As long as we don't charter a 3-hour tour, I'll be happy.
Well, what?
It's
Like
just thinking
18, she would have no idea what. I know it is.
Eddie is just daydreaming or thinking about towing a boat with rope in his mouth while he's swimming towards the island. Just see if he could do it.
I mean,
He's like, oh no.
the worst.
Are you trying out for the
probably-
triathlon, my friend?
He tried. I mean, Eddie tried to throw a rock at God. Who? I mean,
A god, not, God.
a God. Yeah. I mean,
Is he really
It's-
a god, though? It's just
No.
an eye.
no. It's just.
Well-
it's bigger than us, so maybe.
We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah,
It's the same
one way
general
or another.
principle. You're trying to hit a rock into space. Like-
JD could correct and say that no, this is a Titan.
Yes.
This is a rank above our parents. those are the primordial building blocks of the universe. And you tried to blind it with a rock.
So you doing anything to help?
Yeah, not trying to chuck something at the giant eye in the sky.
No, but go find us a boat or something.
Who made you leader?
Andy just laughing. I'm like, oh, why are you busting his balls over that? Usually, you're the one who gets us stuff.
And
We
Alright.
just don't ask questions.
Let's go find us some dock or pier somewhere where we might be able to rent or hire something.
He would leave, like, shaking his head. So if you follow him, like, we'll say everyone, you know, catches up and you're all together. You end up in this little tiny village, this hamlet, really. And you walk towards the pier. There are two boats currently docked. Both of them are shit, how'd you call that? 2 seconds, I have it in my notes right here. These are called they're not sailboats, they're trawlers.
Trawlers, yeah, I was thinking maybe a fishing trawler or something.
Yeah. It's two trawlers, one of which looks significantly older and a little bit rusty. The other is not new. It has seen better days, but it looks to be, you know, it looks like it won't spring a leak as you're sailing in it.
That's the best one they have.
It's the only ones they have. You would also notice that there is a sort of like a wooden, it's just like a small hangar, and you can hear sounds coming from there, the sound of a skill saw. So there is at least like one person on the piers right now, or at least adjacent to it, because otherwise the entire place is devoid of human presence. There's a handful of seagulls that are just there being, you know, sky rats, but nothing more.
I head towards where the sound of the saw is to see if I can find if he's the captain or if he knows who the captain or captains are of the ships out front.
The man that you find in there, older gentleman, looks like God, what was his name? Not Robert Pattinson, but the other actor in The Lighthouse.
Oh,
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Wow.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
looks
Oh.
like Willem Dafoe, though he's a bit more sunburnt, like a permanent sunburn where like his cheeks are constantly red. And he looks like the type of person who's probably lost quite a bit of weight recently because his clothes fall a little awkward on him. But he is wearing, you know, the fisherman sort of like overalls, like the rubbery sort of oily overalls, with very high rain boots. And he's right now currently in the process of cutting pieces of wood to you think he's like probably wood carving something, letters. That's sort of what it might be, a sign that he's like cutting the outline of. But at a glance, it looks like he's not doing like, you know, big repair work for a boat or anything.
Okay.
It's more just like probably just like a hobby thing that he has. And he does not hear any one of you come in due to the sound of the saw.
I walked up to him, but so I don't startle him since he's using a piece of heavy equipment like that. I wait for the saw sound to go down, and I say, "Fera Nagasha." Gaelic for hello, good afternoon, good evening. Are you the captain of one of those two fine vessels out on the docks there?
That'd be me, alright.
Would they happen to be for hire?
Puts like a hand on one hip and like taps his chin with the other. Well, depends what for.
Oh, there's a island off the coast that we're wanting to go to investigate. About, let's see, how many kilometers is 600 miles? That would be about what? 250 kilometers
would be. If 60 miles is 100 kilometers, then 600 is 1,000.
Okay.
Right? Did I do my math right? Did I do my math right?
Let's see.
965 kilometers. So yeah, 1,000.
All right.
Hey.
Now, there's an island off the coast about 1,000 kilometers off that we're interested in going to. Would you or someone you know be able to take us there?
I mean, I could, but you're asking me to use my boat for your investigation. But who are you? And I don't mean to be crass or anything, but how much are you willing to pay for it? I don't normally rent my boat. I mean, I do it sometimes in the summer because it's quiet season for fishing and all that. It's off season mostly, but right now I kind of need it, and I don't need it tomorrow, but I'll need it the day after tomorrow, so I don't have a whole lot of time.
Understood. Let's see. Well, my name is Dr. Finbaro Dubda. I'm from the university over at Galloway. There's some we've been doing some reading, and we've made some discoveries, and we want to check the island out there for some possible archaeological research. But we need to take a look at it first before the university will commit any funds to us hiring the graduate students and all that bric-a-brac in order to bring people out there to do it.
No. I figure university gives you a budget for that.
Yeah, they will in time. Right now, this is kind of coming out of money from donations from, as they say, old and grateful alumni.
Yeah. Where is it you? And he starts walking closer to you, and basically like motioning. He seems to agree to it because he motions to his ship, which is the worst of the two.
The worst of the two, of course it would be.
And he says, so how far away is that island? Or that place you need to check. Did you say it was an island?
It's an island, yes. About 1,000 kilometers offshore.
I don't recall seeing an island.
Well, that's why
1,000 kilometers.
That's even more reason why we need to investigate it. It's not on everybody's sea charts. We found it on some old ones, and then when we did some satellite search, we found it was still actually there.
So, this is one of those places show up because of climate change and all that, I bet.
Possibly.
Yeah. All right. Let's I can certainly look it up. How long do you intend to stay on there?
I look to the rest of the rest. How long would it be? What, a day maybe?
Day seems reasonable.
One day should be more than enough to serve our needs.
All right. So long as we can get back early, I think I can do it. Now, I would need a bit of funding for my own endeavor, which is keeping the old girl here up and running.
Obviously, you need money for fuel and to pay for your time that you'll be not fishing and making your normal pay and all that. I totally understand that.
So I think I can go for like go for 300 euros.
I look over. I think we can pull that out of our funding.
We might be able to. I don't know. It seems like kind of a. Do you think we could get this other boat for that?
Oh, that's on my boat.
This one's your boat, so you'd be more comfortable driving it then.
No, that's not my boat.
Oh, that's not your boat. Well, whose boat is this one?
That's Will's boat.
Oh, where's Will?
Oh, he up in the. But you don't want to talk to Will. He's not that good of a guy. Kind of.
Well, maybe we do want to talk to Will. We don't know. Maybe Will has more free time. Maybe Will has the whole week free and we can, leisurely explore. We wouldn't want to impede on your business after all.
Well, look, I'm not one to badmouth other blokes, but Will's kind of a dick. I'm just saying.
I mean, each person is entitled to their own opinion, but
Well,
even a
mister,
dick can have.
If you don't want to if you don't want me to help or anything, just stop wasting my time.
Can I just walk up to the boat? I'm just gonna ask the boat. We're gonna be going maybe 1,000 kilometers.
Yes, it's
And I don't want you to, if it's gonna be overexertion, I don't want you to risk it. Can you make it?
Okay. Imagine the boat replies in all caps
Yes.
and says, "Life is pain."
But she gets
And
like
you
this.
can hear it groan. You can hear the metal.
No!
I think she has her hand on it. Like you just can't see her. Like it's from the back. She like removes her hand and just like walks away from it and walks to the rest, just like distant. Starts like, not this boat. And she'll look at the fisherman accusingly, like, "What the hell have you done to this boat?"
I take it you do the nod in a way to make sure that I see it.
Huh? Yeah,
You nod in a way to make sure that.
Yeah, I know. I think you tell in her face, like her reaction to like the boat is like, this is not good. She'll definitely shake her head a little bit.
I mean, if just talking to another person is enough to get you to not work with us, then I think that that's pretty much our answer. So I think we're going to go find Will. Thank you, though. Thanks for your business.
All right, then you go see that piece of shit Will, and when his boat sinks in the middle of the ocean, or he tries to hijack all of you so that you pay him 1,000 quids more, then don't come crying to me.
The fact that you even mentioned that makes me suspect you more than the other guy. Have a good day, sir.
I think as Dee walks back, she's gonna just lock eyes, just like, "The boat hates you. Take better care of it." And she'll just walk away.
Weirdo. And he goes back to the hangar. And you make your way to this, it's the local pub, basically the only other place in town where people gather inside right now, and you figured it's probably like the best place to, because when he talked about Will, he just like pointed in the general direction of, there's freaking the town is like one main street and one side street, and then there's like new development at the end of the side street. It's like one farmhouse. So not a lot of growth here. And the pub is this old, like, one-story building that's longer than it is wide. It was probably some sort of, like, communal mess hall way back in the day. It might have also been a warehouse at some point for fish. And we're talking, like, years and years ago. And, of course, the moment you come in, like, you notice the entire interior is decorated, like, for fishermen. There's, like, an old rusted anchor on against one wall, a wheel that's, like, right above the little bar place. And the bar itself is very claustrophobic, if you will. It's tiny. Bottles are everywhere around. There's like a little stove on the back that basically you could, if you lean back, you would burn your ass cheeks off on the stove. And it functions as both, the only heating equipment in this entire place, and also the only place where they can boil water for tea. Because otherwise it's booze. And then everywhere, tables are these old barrels upon which, like plywood planks were put and nailed to, or like it's very much, we have reused every piece of equipment, furniture.
Every piece of flotsam they could find off of the coast, they brought in and used
Basically,
for decor.
Yeah.
Before we introduce ourselves, Dee is just gonna look at everyone else and like just say, okay, we need to do whatever we can to get on that boat. It is very important that we do not get on the other boat. We can't go out on the other boat.
Did you talk to this boat?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
The boat is in hell.
No, I mean this boat. The one we're trying to get on now.
I did not. It has to be better than that one.
True.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about the seaworthiness of it the closer we got to it. All right, so I look around. How many people besides us are in the pub right now?
Less than my soundtrack. There's about, like, there's 7 people, plus someone working the bar. So 8 total. In there you have 3 women and 5 men. Barkeep is bartender is a man, and the other 3 that look, femme presenting, and then the other male presenting, and they're all rather not necessarily going to say old, but none of them are younger than 50. You're fairly certain, just judging by the weathering of their faces, the coloration or lack of color in their hair, and absolutely no children, of course. And they're basically all, like, they've gathered like 4 tables together, and they're all sitting around the same table, and some are just talking, others seems to be like playing a card game, bridge. But as is tradition in any bar or tavern, or pubs, you open the door and everyone stops and stares, because who the hell would come here? And the moment they notice you are not the old man by the river, the piers, the barkeep whistles. Like, everyone stops talking. Everyone looks. I said everyone stops talking. Everyone looks. Bartender says, "You lost, mate."
No, we're not lost. We know exactly where we are.
Alright, welcome to Port of Clay Beach. Everyone, waves, some shyly, some very enthusiastically. The patrons go back to their business, and he motions for you to come in and asks as you're walking towards. This is not the height of tourist season. What you doing here? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I don't mind telling you. It's some of it's pleasure, but mostly it's business.
You're not with the land commission, are you?
Oh no, don't worry. I'm not a PM or any revenue or anything like that.
No. Well, what brings you here?
I'm a professor at one of the universities up in Galway, doing some research on a site or two.
Well, you got any questions about Port of Clay Beach? We're all here, except old Madigan. But you don't want to talk to him, sort of.
Yeah, we can. I think we met Mr. Madigan earlier.
Oh. Well, let me apologize right away for whatever the bloke said, but a bit of a misanthrope. My manners. Where are they? And can I serve any of you fine people something to drink?
Well, I'll take a pint of your best if you got it around.
Pint of my best is the stuff that keeps this bar open and this pub open and this entire little village held together. There's gonna be Guinness. I know. It's not the best, but
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Well, I mean, they're the only ones we're gonna ship here, so. And he pours you a pint of black as night beer. So fucking thick it looks like molasses.
Like maple syrup with a hit.
I've had maple syrup. I've had Guinness. Not the same thing.
Non-drinker, so I wouldn't know.
I can tell you though, the only time I drink Guinness is mixed in with coffee. It makes for like decent sort of Irish coffee. But otherwise, it's too thick for me. When I said molasses, it was pretty much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, can you tell me, we've already met Mr. Madigan. Is there any other persons here that run ships here, have boats available?
You want Will? And he points to the table. He looks like the youngest of everyone, or the least beaten down by the elements, weathered down by the elements. He seems like the type of person who probably has lived in a city for a long time and moved to Port of Clay Beach recently.
Well,
Yes, there's an island off coast that I'm looking at trying to investigate. So, and visit and all that. So, we needed a shore vessel to get us there.
Oh. Well, you can ask Will, but I think it's gonna take about a week before he gets the engine of his vessel repaired. Thing broke down. He was about to leave the other night. Anyway, he can tell you about it.
Okay.
But suffice to say, yeah, if you're in a hurry, fortunately, Will's probably not the person. You should talk to him though. At least get a feel of the guy first, and then if you're not in a hurry, you can always come back in a week. Or we have it's the Stag something. Of course, I closed. Portacloy Beach. What is the name of this B&B again? Oh, the Stag View. I mean, rooms are decent, and can probably stay there for a bit.
Right. So thank you for pointing him out, and I pay him for the pint, and I leave a nice tip as well.
Okay.
I join the others. And I point out to everyone else. The person we need to talk to is over there, but we have a slight complication.
Exactly what?
Evidently, the engine on his boat isn't working.
That might, that might be something we can work with.
It might be a week before he can have it ready, but we'll have to talk with him for sure.
Because I think maybe we can have it working before then.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just parts he needs, we can.
Well, we'll have to talk with him. We'll have to talk with him and find out.
I mean, it could, sweeten the deal for us. Fix the ship.
Couldn't hurt. Sooner we get there, the better. We don't know what kind of a time. We don't know what kind of a countdown we've got on the eye up there.
Don't think I want to find out, so.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and walk over to this Will.
Mm-hmm. He's at the table. He's one of the people that aren't playing cards, just chatting.
Okay, cool.
There's a woman near him, sitting next to him. They have sort of a familiar look. They're probably related. Siblings maybe or something, though she appears to be older than he is. And when you tap him on the shoulder or something, or just approach and clear your throat, he turns around and says, "Oh, give me a second, everyone. Can I help? Can I help you?"
Yes, I am told that you are the owner proprietor of that fine vessel out there on the pier.
Aye, the O'Malley's Pride.
Yes, my friends and I would like to converse with you about putting your boat into employ.
Let's talk elsewhere then. I'll be right back, everyone. And he gets up. Basically, you're going to just move to the other end of the pub, just so that there's less noise around.
Mm-hmm.
And I motion everyone else to join us over there.
Nice.
And so he sits down with all of you and says, "Your name is Will O'Malley, but I don't think you introduced yourselves. You are?"
My name is Professor Finbar Odubda. I'm from one of the universities over in Galway. There's an island off the coast that I would like to go to. We want to try and investigate it as a possible archaeological site, but we need, obviously, some sort of vessel to get us there, and looks like yours is the best available.
Well, I mean, even with a broken engine, it's the best. Yeah, you said it right. Just don't say that in front of old Madigan, but couldn't be more right.
Yeah, so the kind barkeep up there said you're having some engine problems.
Aye. Broke. The I like the GM doesn't know fucking engine vocabulary for ships. But essentially it's the like the ignition that is completely dead. The engine itself can run perfectly fine, it just doesn't start.
So something's wrong with the ignition or the distributor then. So how long do you think it'll take for you to get it repaired?
I ordered the pieces. I can probably, I mean, I'll probably have to ask old Madigan for it, but pieces should be here in a week, so I'm thinking give it a week and a couple days, get everything up and running. Fingers crossed, everything's good, everything works out. So maybe I'd say 10 days just to make sure.
So,
oh, and of course you said
mhm.
you said it was the university that's doing that.
Mhm.
I would look. This place is, you know, dying. Every penny counts. So I would ask your university for compensation. So if you can give me the like name and address of the department I need to reach out to be
Well,
reimbursed.
right now I haven't been given funding for this entire thing. It's all coming from donations from, as they say, old and grateful alumni. So it's all coming out of my pocket personally right now.
Hmm. Okay. And how deep are your pockets, sir?
Well, I guess that depends on how deep a 1,000-kilometer voyage is. One way.
1,000 kilometers. That's 500 knots and some chain. I suppose it's a two-way trip.
Yeah, it'll be out and back. Yeah.
Up and back. All done in a day. We get there, you know, first light. We come back before nightfall or something. Or
That would be the plan. Yeah.
okay, well, I can
We
do
don't.
that.
I'll put it this way: we don't foresee taking longer than a day to be out there.
All right. Well, I mean, a reasonable amount if I go with the fuel time. We're not especially in peak season for fishing right now, so I could use a couple of euros. I'll go with 600.
600. Okay. How much would it be if we were able to acquire those parts for you, so you wouldn't have to wait as long?
Oh, well, I mean, you get the parts for me. I guess I could knock off 150. Do it for 450. Because you have to think the most expensive thing in all that is the fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Right, sure thing. But, you know, your man down at the dock, he's got a working boat right now, and he was willing to do it for 200.
You do your thing.
Um,
All right, you negotiate from here on. I'm the starter. You're the finisher.
Listen. I guess you spoke to Madigan.
Oh, we did. He was the first one we spoke to. Pleasant fella.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Listen. Old Madigan is, bit of a crotchety asshole. He'll give you a price that is, impossible for me to meet. And that is, unlivable wage. And then, once you're stranded in the middle of the ocean, he would negotiate. I'm fairly certain that's his go-to.
Sure, look, man, that's the same thing he said about you.
I know you don't know me, but I would not.
I trust you.
If only for the reason that you don't do such a thing. And
Right,
also,
of course not. It's not decent.
There's 5 of you, and there's 1 of me. And if I were to try to threaten to throw you overboard, I think you could overpower me easily enough. It would just be, illogical.
Right, but we'd rather just, deal with you directly. Irishman to Irishman. Just, this is coming out of our own pockets. We're doing it for, academia. It's all for a good cause.
Yeah, but the university is going to refund you at some point.
We hope, if we find something worth refunding. If not, then it's just going to be sink.
Then I guess it's just part of the risks of your venture. I'm willing to help, but you have to think about it. 450. I'm not making a dime. I'm almost not losing anything.
Right, but think about it this way. How much extra income are you going to get if we manage to fix your engine beforehand so you have an extra week to be able to go out in your boat, do other things?
Well, like I said, it's not peak season for fishing, so I can probably get, I don't know. It really depends at this point in time. I could get anywhere between maybe 180 to 2350.
Fair. So overall, more than 150. No matter what. So if you knock off the 150, you get your extra week of fishing. We go to the island for 300. You do something for the good of the sciences. Everybody's happy.
Let me just... And he gets his phone out. And you see him, type on it. And he's, mumbling. You can clearly hear he's, trying to crunch numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Just for fun. So it's 400 times 3, that's 1200. It's 1200. It's 5 per hour, so 1200. That's gonna take me about 3 hours to get there, so 15 gallons to 30 gallons. Okay, you know what? I can probably do it for 375. But that's the absolute lowest, and that's if you bring me the piece, because at this rate, any detour that I take, or even if I keep the engine running just for heating and what have you, once you're at the island, because I figure you'll need a place to, because you don't look like you're the type of people to have your entire base camp ready with you. Will I have any equipment to ferry? I mean, I have the cargo space. That's not a problem. But the thing is if you need some place to eat and to warm yourselves off after a day of diving or what have you, then I have to keep the engine running. That's more expensive. 375 is very much the like bare bones. I cannot go any lower.
375 for a round trip.
Yeah. If you get me
If you give-
the pieces
if
I
you
need
give
for
me-
the engine.
If you give me the list of the parts, I can get them for you.
Yeah, essentially it's like a boat spark plug.
What if we only need to go one way? Then could you have it?
How in the
175,
hell are you
one
gonna
way.
come back?
Well, I imagine we might be able to get the university to come pick us up if we find something.
You got satellite phones?
We'll make do.
He looks at the five of you and smiles a little and goes, wow, you city folks just aren't prepared for anything. It's laughable at this point. You would, to save on some, a handful of euros, you would be willing to strand yourselves on what is potentially a non-existent island? If I bring you to an island and you never come back, I'm the prime suspect.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what? Let's give you the business. Let's, work out a deal here. 350 for the whole thing. 2 ways.
They're gonna have to make a roll.
That's fine.
Because at this point you've expended all of the arguments. He's more or less agreeable. 350 is definitely losing on it. So if you can go manipulation, persuasion,
Okay.
and that
you
will
want-
be versus his composure of 2. So you need at least 2 successes.
Do you want to be accessory or something possibly illegal, sir?
Jesus.
Yeah, God damn it! Holy shit!
All right, so that
As I
is
said, Kieran being Kieran.
that is more
Success
than
for
5
no
successes.
reason.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
So you've succeeded. Definitely. You got 4 thresholds of successes. For stunts. Let me see. Let me see what you can do with it, just for fun.
And it's just bored.
That's why I started and let her finish.
That is pretty funny.
What?
What?
2 seconds. That works.
I'm like
Okay.
talking and spinning plates at the same time or something. Like
No, actually, you don't get to have anything more due to your well, I mean, you can change his attitude, which will definitely probably work, but also because of this, this divinely good roll. Will O'Malley is now fate bound to you, Kieran.
Good. Someone's gonna get a visit from the one-eyed
Oh
demon
no!
dog.
We'll see
Did
if the
you just
dog
call
can
it the
swim.
one-eyed goddamn it dog?
Demon dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, goddamn demon dog. Goddamn demon dog. Oh.
So I just need to let me grab those are pantheons, traits, legend, calling fate. That's what I need. All right. So basically him being bound to you You are. I think on your sheet you can write it down. There's a section for fate bindings. No, there's none. Of course, there's none. You can put it in your notes. Basically, you're only allowed to have a number of bound people to you equal to your legend, because fate is utterly unable to weave anything more than that. And the strength of this fate bound will be 2, so for the current arc. So until we're done, which is probably going to be like the end of this session today, but fate may intervene. I may throw that person, throw a wrench in what you do because of that person. And I think he will be a... Yeah, I think at this point, he is going to be imperiled. That's his type of fate bound. Because you really wanted him to go. So so if I put him in, that becomes that will become like automatically it's something that'll put him in danger. And if you succeed, well, you get something. If you fail, you get some other thing.
A 3-hour tour.
Yeah, this-
A 3-hour tour.
This man.
Let's build coconut radios.
Maybe you know what? Maybe the old man will have the final laugh against for Will. No,
I just wanted a cheap boat ride. Now we're like bound together by this.
you're bound. You're bound to this random fisherman on the tip of like Ireland.
Oh, I deserve this.
2 people, a captain and a passenger, bound by fate. Anyway, I need to get the list of parts from him.
This is like This is like a devil show, except you're the devil. And now this for some.
Have the horns. Now, I wanted to talk to the party after we're done with Will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to use complete privacy, please.
Yeah, I think you do you need to imbue a point of legend?
Nope. It just adds 2 difficulty to any attempts to tail me and attempts to invade my privacy. It doesn't offer protection against airport security, but I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, okay, good. Actually, your lips cannot be read, your phone cannot be tapped, and you cannot be listened in on. The +2 difficulty is just for people who would try to follow you.
Okay.
But otherwise, it is, you just invoke it, complete privacy. No one can listen in on that conversation.
Excellent.
Did you have a concrete idea where you were going to get the parts? Because if not, I'm pretty sure, the older boat, the engine did work, didn't it?
It's just one of the parts is a little broken. I think between me and Eddie and the God-given thing that he has, we can probably get that thing worked to the point where
I'm sure
it'd work as well as new, probably.
Since Galway is always been a shipping port, I'm sure there are both places with both parts that I can teleport there real quick, get the parts we need, and then come right back. If not, Sligo is not so far away, and it's been a shipping site historically as well.
Oh, sure. I thought we could just steal the other boat's engine. But, that's...
You don't want that other boat's engine on you. You don't want
We
anything to
really-
do with that other boat.
It was just a thought. You'd go ahead and teleport. That's probably a better
I
option.
figured when we step out, I can head out there and come right back
All right.
without any issues, as long as he gives me a list with the right parts.
All
He
right.
will give you a list. You have the list of parts. Like, it's not that long. The main issue with getting these parts were actually just to get them to
Shipping, yeah.
Portcloy Beach. Yeah. Because it's, literally out of the way of everyone.
Looks like it's about 50 kilometers out of its way from pretty much anyone.
Yeah. So the moment you have the list, it's up to you what you want to do with it.
I'll do when we step out. I'll go ahead and head out to. I'll either probably go to Galway because it'll probably since it's teleporting distance, really not going to be that big of an issue. So I'll go with Galway rather than Sligo. Since
Well,
that's
you
where
still
my
need to-
since that's where my university is, I should know where places are.
So you teleport back to America, detour by the New World, and then go back to
Slight hold over in America and come back.
It's just the GPS on your cell phone is freaking out. Because what the hell are you doing?
Dee's gonna ask Finbar to bring back a Mountain Dew or something.
Sure. Any other requests before I go?
I miss it easier then.
I mean, JD's fine.
Okay, so I'll head out and do some part shopping.
Okay. Do you have funds?
I'm sure that I've looking over if it's just boat parts and all that. Yeah, I think I have the funds available.
All right. Because honestly, it's not going to be that expensive. It's a couple $100. So long as your character has. Because I know you also have, wolf security money. So I know you're not.
Queen's Guard money.
Oh, sorry, Queen's Guard money.
Queen's Guard, yeah. I don't think I've been given my Queen's Guard count yet, but I still have my funds from the university.
Then yeah, you can grab it, teleport back. Everyone in the world trying to follow your phone is like, why does he keep turning on and off his VPN? And you reappear in Portcloy Beach, probably like, let's say, 30 to 45 minutes later.
All right. Here's everything he needs.
Yeah, just before Finbar gets back, did anyone want to do anything specific during those like that half hour, 45 minutes?
What we should do it before I actually go out is D, maybe see if you can talk to the other ship to make sure that we are treating what's actually going on with it.
Okay, yeah, I'll walk up to the boat and just like, other than the she'll like read off the list of parts. Anything else we need to make sure that this next voyage is going to be fine? Perhaps also you'll be fine afterwards.
The ship itself doesn't require anything more. It's very it's not very expressive, very monotone in how it replies. It's just, it's doing its thing. It takes the be like water proverb to the letter. It's
Yeah.
I am one with the ocean.
Yeah.
And
Does that necessarily mean that it's not a very old boat?
so the boat itself is 12 years old.
Okay, so it's not.
So
Yeah.
it will be serviceable for years to come.
No, I mean like for it to like usually like distinct like personality for it to come up after a couple of years.
Yeah, no, not really enough yet. It's
not like
getting
the other
there.
boat. The other boat has one. It just hates everything.
Oh, the other one is please bring him to bring it to a farm up state. It needs to be retired.
Oh no.
So you
I think while she's reading this boat, she's gonna be looking at the other one just like with like concern. It's like, should I do something to this boat to like Okay, so yeah, boat's good. The boat that we want is more or less just needs those parts.
Then I would go out and go back. I just want to make sure there wasn't something else that maybe he hadn't diagnosed.
She'll go up to Karen and just like, okay, I want to know moral spectrum of something.
Mm-hmm.
To just she'll point to the other boat. That boat is in a really bad way.
Oh yeah.
I think it wants to no longer do what it's doing. I think it's doing, from what the screaming that it yelled at me, it wants to be retired.
I think I can manage that.
On a spectrum, how morally damaging would it be to retire this man's boat?
See, Eddie's not even going to make it. Is not even pondering the moral quandary.
It's a good thing you came to me about, moral
Us
levity.
came to
Yeah.
us.
Okay, yeah, us. Good. I mean, she
This is while
specifically
I'm
came
out,
to
right?
me.
Yes, this is us. She
This is
knows. She
us.
knows where you both stand. She just wants to like talk it out with someone. It's like,
She clearly has dictated me as the more moral of the two of us. And in my moral opinion, I think that if you were to do something that would force the man to retire the boat, then he could think that, it was a natural death for the boat. And then he could go about his business of finding some other way to acquire his livelihood. Because right now, I mean, the boat's on its last legs. It's just being held together by duct tape and bubble gum.
it might actually kill the man if it goes.
There you go. It might kill him. So if it had, a teensy tiny little hole in the hull or something that made it start to sink a little, and then he realizes, I can't go out not anymore.
No, it can't be just a small hole. It's got to be like, we got to make it like an act of gods. And what do you know? We're kind of gods. Come on, let's go look for some rocks.
And
One other order.
Plan B,
other-
throw a rock at the boat.
Another thing I don't think we
Plural.
brought up. What exactly is our stipend from, the business stuff?
We have 6-figure salaries.
Okay. My part, just give some of that to this man. I don't want the boat to suffer. I also do not want him. He may be an asshole. I don't know what the politics of this, town are. But I feel bad just like leaving him without a means of living.
So you can just send him a bank check or something later.
Okay.
It's fine.
Just approving that from us.
We're all living pretty comfortably with our 6-figure salaries. He knows that Kieran and himself gave themselves more than 6-figure salaries. Right, Kieran?
6 figures, living comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay, just on the record, I want this man to have some means of getting another boat while we retire this.
I mean, it's probably insured anyway, so. So yeah, we just got to look for something big, and he's just going to start looking afield.
Mm-hmm. There are rocks, stones. There's a lot of them. You know, rolling hills and all that.
Now you don't have my bat available for you with you
No,
right
but
now.
don't you have that 3-part weapon?
I do, but I'm not going to bat it. I'm just going to throw
Nudge.
it.
You got the-
I wasn't trying to go. I was trying to launch it 60,000 feet. This one, I can do it from much closer.
He is gonna have a solemn talk with this boat before like it is destroyed. Of like, I hope you find rest that was denied you before. Before
In the meantime,
whatever happens to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, Eddie is just going to, look for a nice high place within sightline of the boat.
Oh yeah,
albeit
yeah.
distant, yeah.
There. So remember that hill you were on top of, where you teleported and you saw the village at the bottom. Like you can see the trawler there. It's you would be how far away is that? I think it's
No,
like
we did
200
create a
yards.
precedent. We did create a precedent for meteors falling from the sky.
Just throw it straight up and then like hopefully angle it so it just comes down on this poor boat.
Exactly. Who could have known?
Yeah, you're at like 250 yards. 250 yards.
Is there anybody around that could witness or see us?
From atop the hill, I mean, anyone who would look outside would see you stand on the hill, like far, well, a certain distance away from the town. But there's no one outside right now. They're all at the pub. Did you want to have did you want to have witnesses?
No, I wanted. I feel like 250 yards is too close.
All right. In that case, Jesus. In that case,
Do not accidentally kill this man.
let me see. Yes. Okay. So you can always, instead of just staying on the hill where you were, you can walk all the way up to the like the water's edge, right? There is a spot that's how far does it say it is? 400. It's like 1,200 feet more farther away. So 1,200 feet in. Alright. It's an extra 400 yards, so you would now be at 650 yards. But it's the farthest you can be that you can still see the boat. Because otherwise, I mean, you could go farther, like inland, but then you would not see the boat anymore because you wouldn't be, you know, on an elevation. So 650 yards is basically your longest distance. Which, let me just grab the stats for a rock. Right?
We're not going for like a baseball-sized rock. We're going to be heaving.
Oh my
Talking
god.
medicine ball.
Oh no.
A boulder.
We're going for boulders.
Okay.
You realize some insurance policies won't cover acts of God.
Okay. So normally the range is short. All right. We're looking at it would come to long range, so you would be able to do it. 650 yards. Oh yeah, okay, so it's 600. Yeah, you're square into like middle of long range. So normally this is like pretty much the farthest you could go with an English longbow if you were to volley an arrow. It doesn't mean it would do anything. It would probably land, but it wouldn't maybe hurt. It is also the type of range for like sniping weapons and light artillery. It is possible, but it is, again, like with the eye, you're bumping it up to 2 more, so the difficulty would be 3.
Hey, JD, what kind of art do you think I need to have in order to basically hit that boat
You want to
with
arc
enough
it?
force? Well, yeah, because I want it to come down from the sky, and I want gravity to, make sure that it goes through the top of like the deck, and then, hopefully continue to sink through. Goes through and through.
Oddly enough, one of the powers that JD has is unerring flight in epic decks. Which means that he can actually calculate the trajectory, like he's like Cyclops. So he knows exactly, so he will help you. And that will give you an extra, we'll go with an extra die on it. And he goes, if you arc it about this like, I don't know, maybe like a 15 to 17 degree arc, but make sure to throw it, and sort of spin it in reverse so that, it doesn't go too far and it sort of stops mid-arc and falls down almost in a straight line. Make sure you put your back into it.
Four-seam fastball.
Mm-hmm. So give me that roll.
So,
Or describe
so
and then
this
give
is
me
what
the
Eddie's gonna do. Yeah. So this is what Eddie's gonna do. He's gonna strip off his trench coat. He's gonna get his T-shirt off, the Monkey King T-shirt, and he's just going to give it a nice stretch. Maybe dip it in some water, and then he's gonna roll the biggest rock that he can fit onto the T-shirt, and then he's just gonna start spinning it like a sling.
Oh my god.
Sling weapons. You can, the difficulty will be lowered to 2.
And I have an enhancement, so from the thing earlier.
That means, yeah, but you need 1 success for the enhancement to work. So the enhancement is just like a...
Yep.
So essentially you need just 1 success. And JD is giving you a +1 die.
So might and firearms in this case?
It would be might and athletics. Whenever so firearms is very much only manufactured weapons, if you will. Sling is not really manufactured.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Even though
Oh,
you
yeah.
rolled a bunch of 1s, that's 4 successes. So not only do you hit,
Oh no. Are you tied to the old band?
but you could, with a thrown attack, what are the stunts? Well, you could blind the ship. Oh, it's you can critically hit the ship. So please tell me what happens, because you most likely sink it 1 shot.
So I feel like when he throws it, you just hear this like really, really high pitched whistling noise as it soars upward, and it blinks out like a Team Rocket blink when they're flying away, and then everyone's sort of just waiting around awkwardly because it's taking a lot longer to fall than it should, and then you just suddenly hear this like rising pitch noise again as it comes tumbling down out of the skies and crashes through the upper deck, possibly through the other ones.
Oh yeah. With a loud crash and the sound of metal bending and breaking, you see the trawler begin to basically sink in the middle and break before sinking completely. It's going to take a couple minutes for it to be completely sunk. During that time, old Madigan is on the pier just cursing his head off and stomping and looking at the sky, and it's almost comical in the old man yelling at clouds type of thing. And he looks around. I know, Eddie, you went 600 yards away, but what about Dee and Kieran? Where
D is probably safe in because I think she knew what the power necessarily what was going to happen, but she's staring fairly seriously at this ship.
And Kieran?
Kieran's wherever D is, but he thinks this is great.
Yeah. So you would hear Madigan go "Oh boy, yeah, you're gonna pay for this. I don't know how the fuck you managed to do this, you shit stain." And he stumps toward the village.
Oh God.
Meanwhile, 650 yards away, Eddie is flexing and yelling in success, high-fiving JD. They nailed it.
It's the opposite. D is just stone faced looking at it. The rest of you both, you're just celebrating at this.
Yeah, JD is pretty stoked for that throw because he that was fucking epic.
Bro, I owe you a drink for that one.
I mean, I sure, I'll take it. But I owe you a drink for this. You deserve a drink for that.
Job well done. I think there'll be legends of this.
Probably. And as Finbar comes back, and we're gonna have to end our episode today, but Eddie, old Madigan is now fate-bound to you.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry.
I'm okay with this.
And
Consequences of my actions.
It
was worth it.
Okay. He's going to be for the current arc, so a strength of 2. But he's not going to be imperiled.
Phil's in peril. Probably from Omega.
He Okay, he doesn't know it yet, because of course people don't know they're fate-bound, right? He doesn't know it yet, but his role in your legend is the Nemesis.
He's your Green Goblin.
I just yell that speech from the lighthouse at Eddie just that time.
Mm-hmm. So we have Angry Willem Dafoe.
Great. Good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best. It is me. I am actually the chaos agent in this thing. It is D. It's not any of the other two.
I can't leave you three alone for even 30 minutes now, can I?
Yeah, I mean, by the time Finbar reappears on the pier, there's just one ship sinking on one side and the
Very-
other one floating.
I see it's
He's got a shopping bag. Like things are on fire. Like
These go look at Finbar like someone died. Basically, that's the kind of intensity he's coming back to. It's just like.
So I take it's a good thing we didn't embark with old man Madigan's ship then.
Oh, we just had some time to kill. And boats, apparently.
I was going to say quite literally. It appears.
Yep, essentially never leave them alone. Ever. They cannot be trusted.
See, this is why we can't have nice things.
And
Lots
for
of nice things. What are you talking about? Do you not see the historical Japanese?
I'm trying to do
armor that we
good.
got?
I'm trying to do good.
my
But
hands
I
are clean.
think-
I didn't do any of this.
I think for this, y'all deserve an extra XP.
Yay.
Murdered a boat.
And yeah, as I said, we're gonna stop on that today because we're not playing in our usual time slot, but the GM has another game starting right now. So let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you. If you have anything to shout out, I will go last with my stuff. But please do so. If you have links, players, you can put them in chat. We'll do same orders as we did the intro. So we will start with D.
Hey, I'm Lynn, Flying Cirrus on Twitter. I promise Dee's just trying to do good. She's just trying to do good things. I did not intend for you to get stuck with two fate-bound like sailors on the edge of. I miss this. This was a lot of fun. But Lynn Flying Cirrus. Catch me on Twitter, Twitch. You can catch my art and what I'm doing throughout the week, including this week on Monday. For Play Cancer Away on Twitch.tv Avis Serrata. We're going to be playing for charity Flying Circus, a spooky airplane one shot where we will be bombing a vampire castle with a bunch of World War I era planes. It should be a lot of fun. And on Wednesday on Twitch.tv Black Cats, it's going to be the first episode of our new season for Spy Game. And it should be a lot of cool. I did some good little token art for that. And we'll see if I'm probably going to end up having to kill. My character is just like a terrifying assassin. I'm probably going to end up having to kill some people. So we'll be there.
I mean, isn't that on par for the course in Spy Game?
Yeah, I mean, mostly for my character. My character does a lot of scary things.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. Next up, Eddie.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. Let's see, we're coming into our final week of the fundraiser that I'm doing. This year, we're raising money for Races, the nonprofit organization out of San Antonio, Texas, that provides educational and legal services to refugees and immigrants at very low cost. So I am giving away a number of pretty cool prizes, lots of high-end custom keyboard stuff. So donate today. The link should be in chat somewhere.
Yeah, I'll summon it back.
Yeah. So we're about halfway to my goal.
That's not
See,
the one.
next tomorrow I'll be over on the Weave the Tail channel at 3 p.m. Eastern time for the next installment of Hope World Build's Mutants and Masterminds campaign in Paradise City. And then 2 one-shots next week, one on Tuesday. We're over on the Utopia channel, where I will be GMing my first game for the first time ever. we're playing The Party at Tiffany Burrell's house, where we'll basically rerun a 90s teen movie in 3 acts. So there's that. Then over to this channel again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the next installment. No, I'm sorry.
No, this
You don't
week
have
we're
that.
not. Yeah.
We're not off. But tune into this channel on 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday for another one shot, which will be GM'd by Shawl Tales. It's the one shot of the Dresden Files with certain familiar faces. Sort of playing this game offline, but we decided to give streaming it a try. So tune in. It's a lot of fun. I feel like the characters have gotten a really good sense of banter and chemistry going. So I think it's, if you want to see a sneak preview of what might come next year, definitely tune in for that.
Well, thank you for coming. Finbar, where can we find you?
All right, I'm Robert, otherwise known as Hawkeye or Kentucky Hawkeye. You can find me right now on my channel Monday nights at about 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. Adjust your time zones accordingly. My daughter and I have a stream going that we're calling Family Night at the Emporium, where we're doing stuff together. We're currently doing a video game adaptation of the Agatha Christie best-selling mystery novel, The ABC Murders. We're helping Hercule Poirot solve that, and one of our catchphrases going on right now is stash check, because you get ego points for getting him to a mirror so Hercule can adjust his mustache. So we're always looking for time to do stash checks for Poirot. On Wednesday nights, I have my weekly Skyrim serial called The Random Legacy of Zarsur Tinteroth. I call it The Random Legacy because anything that he has to respond to conversation-wise that doesn't affect the role play I'm doing for the character, we're deciding with a D12 roll. So his responses to the things are going to be a little bit randomized. We're going for a completionist play with this character. It's not permadeath or anything like that. It's starting out with the Thieves Guild, and then we'll work our way through the Dark Brotherhood and some of the other stuff, and eventually hit all the main quest stuff as well. So we'll be doing that, and then coming soon will be set on Saturday nights. Will be my show Grappler's Keep, my WWE 2K20 universe, where number DMs, GMs, and RPG players from across the Twitch universe compete in a wrestling ring we lovingly call the Dice Tray. We're getting ready for our next pay-per-view event. All the titles are going to be on the line and all that, and we're looking forward to getting that back up and going as well. Now that I'm done doing a bunch of CE I have to do for my pharmacy license and all that, I can a little bit more focus on my stream stuff and all that kind of thing. So otherwise, you can catch me around on Twitch, Cancer Cleric by day, RPG Fanboy by night.
Thank you for coming. And last but not least, Hannah, where can we find you?
Hello, I am Hannah. You can find me at Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios on Instagram and Facebook. And Sentinels is not happening this upcoming week, but you can find me in the one shot that Anino mentioned on Friday for the Dresden Files. Yay! And you can find me again for Scion and then something else, but I'm going to let Simon talk about that. So hope to see y'all around.
Thank you for coming. So we have no stream on Thursday for Sentinels. We're going to be back in November, and then we're going to, keep a constant schedule. Part of it is, house hunting. Part of it is a lot of things happening at the same time. So right now we're Saturday. Tomorrow, Sunday, it's Blue Rose over on Praxagorathus Mephoria's channel, our game of romantic fantasy, where we sort of had to kill a lich with candlesticks because no one was armed. That was kind of weird. But also... what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's not the finale this week. I think the finale is not next week because it's a Halloween, but it's the one after. So basically, we're at like the penultimate episode for Blue Rose, and then we're gonna take a break of Blue Rose because Wednesday normally I have Witcher on Praxis channel. And Witcher is ending soon. The season is ending. And then we're going to move Witcher to Sundays because on Wednesdays we are bringing back Dragon Age here on the channel. So the entire crew, we finally managed to have like all of our schedules together. So we're going to be playing some cool Dragon Age where I will try to seduce Fenris in different ways. And then on... oh god, I'm all over the place. On next Sunday, on Halloween, it's the Horror Twofer for charity. 4 races, so the non-profit that Anino's talked about earlier. The same campaign, actually. So it's the same link in chat. It is basically for Anino's birth month. We are doing 2 one-shots, horror-themed, for Halloween. The first one is Haunted West. Imagine a sort of Buster Scruggs meets Walking Dead, maybe. That is going to happen at 2:30 p.m. on this channel, and then on this channel again, but at 7 p.m. I believe, or 7:30 p.m. It's in a tweet, and I'll be retweeting it nonstop this week. We're going to play They Came From Beneath the Sea, which is a cheesy B-movie 1950s horror RPG, where there will be a lot of gosh gollies being thrown around. And of course, during these 2 shows, all of the giveaways that Anino spoke about are there, and there will be other additional giveaways for the purposes of these shows. Stuff by Die Hard Dice, so you can get dice, you can get dice trays, and I think I also have a dice bag to give away. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and also PDFs of both games will be available if you want to get your hands on them, if you like them. And I think that's it for me. Sponsors, thank you very much to Roll20, to Mage and Press, and to Found Familiar Coffee. And thank you so much to all of you for coming in, tuning in this Saturday afternoon. We will see you again next week. Scion. Bye-bye.